His coat was spotted brown and white. He had real thread whiskers, and his ears were lined with pink satin. On Christmas morning, he sat in the boy's stocking, wedged between a toy lion and a mechanical engine. The boy took him out and loved him for a few minutes, then moved on to other shinier toys. And so, for a time, the Velveteen Rabbit lived in the nursery toy cupboard, or on the floor under the bed, and no one thought very much about him. He was shy, you see, and being only made of velveteen and sawdust, some of the more expensive toys looked down on him. The mechanical toys, especially, were very proud. They would wind themselves up and march or spin in circles. The Velveteen Rabbit never minded too much. He spent most of his time near the old skin horse who had lived in the nursery longer than any of the others. He was wise and gentle, and his tail had long since been pulled out. One day, the Velveteen Rabbit asked the skin horse, "What is real?" "Real isn't how you're made," said the skin horse. "It's a thing that happens to you. When a child loves you for a long, long time, not just to play with, but really loves you, then you become real." "Does it hurt?" asked the rabbit. "Sometimes," said the skin horse, for he was always truthful. "But when you are real, you don't mind being hurt." "Does it happen all at once, or bit by bit?" "It doesn't happen all at once. You become. It takes a long time. That's why it doesn't often happen to people who break easily, or have sharp edges, or who have to be carefully kept." The rabbit thought about this for a while. He longed to become real, but he didn't think it would ever happen to him. But then, one night, the boy's nanny couldn't find the usual adventures together, deep in the flower beds, beneath the trees, through imaginary forests. And the Velveteen Rabbit was happy. Time passed. His fur grew worn and thin. The pink of his ears faded. One of his whiskers fell out, but the boy didn't mind. To him, the rabbit was real. The rabbit didn't know he wasn't truly real. Not yet. Not in the way the skin horse had described, but in the boy's world, he was the only rabbit that mattered. Then one day, the boy fell ill. It was scarlet fever. He lay in bed for many days, and the rabbit stayed with him the whole time, warm against his cheek. When the boy finally recovered, the doctor said everything the child had touched must be disinfected or burned, including the rabbit. So the Velveteen Rabbit was placed in a sack with the old picture books and the worn out toys. He was to be taken out and burned in the yard. That night, as the rabbit lay outside alone, he felt very sad. He thought of the boy and the skin horse and the nursery. He felt a strange tear slide down his cheek. Though it never cried before. And from that tear, something unusual happened. A flower bloomed where the tear had fallen, and from the flower stepped a beautiful fairy. "Little rabbit," she said, "do you know who I am?" "I don't," he whispered. "I am the nursery magic fairy. I take care of toys that are loved. When they are old and worn, I come to make them real." The rabbit looked down at himself. His fur was gone. His seams loose. "Wasn't I real before?" he asked. "You were real to the boy," the fairy said, "because he loved you. Now you shall be real to everyone." She kissed him on the nose, and the wind lifted him into the air. He found himself running through a meadow, strong and swift. His legs moved freely, and he felt alive, real. In the spring, the boy went out to play in the woods by his old bunny, but he never knew for sure. And the real rabbit, now wild and free, watched from the trees. He remembered the boy with love, because once you are real, you can't become unreal again. It lasts for always. And this was today's bedtime story. Tell me what you think about this in the comment section. And as always, if you are sleeping, I bid you an amazing night. If you're using this to study or doing anything, then I wish you